Oh my god.
You didn't think we'd stop with episode 1, did you?
There was no way we would ever stop after just one tiny, puny episode.
Hey, give it some credit. That measly little ep actually packed a powerful punch. People liked it. They were responsive to it.
Yeah. The peeps really seem to resonate on like a whole fly level.
Well, that stands to reason. I mean, there actually was a fly featured in Ep 1 during minute 37:20 to 40:24.
It was good, I think, right?
It was not bad, not bad.
On like a fundamental level.
There's no doubt. Well, should we start recording episode 2? Testing.
We already are, you motherfucker. The recording software kicked into gear and it's working off instinct. This software is like functioning on a high vibration, or I don't know, something like that. It's working very well right now.
For freeware. So yeah, take everything Jay says with a grain of salt. It's functional. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Anyway, can you see me right now?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I wish the listeners could. Damn. This is awesome. You actually look like a freak on a mother leash. And you look insanely full. Did you recently eat?
Yeah.
Well, what did you eat? Let's get this thing started.
You want to start this so soon?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we have to talk about something. So, are the contents of your stomach off limits or what? I mean, you knew we would talk about what was inside there.
I. Well, its country of origin is shaped like a thing that's on the ground.
The thing that keeps you grounded.
The thing that will never let you down.
The thing that helps you walk around the town.
You catch my drift?
Yeah, but I wouldn't give it a sniff.
We're talking boots.
So you're saying the dish was of Italian origin?
Correct. I guess, something like that. By the way, come on. Why would you spoil such fun being had? Was that not good times had by all?
Yeah, good times. But let's stay on task here, though I'll admit the podcast so far is funny. What's having you full?
3 words. Home-made pasta. Pasta at home.
Which 3 words are you...
Shut the up!
Hi. I'll stop being a smart aleck.
Nice.
Yeah, nice is right. I like that you hold me accountable for my actions. But props to you on making the pasta. So this wasn't that out-of-the-box garbage, huh?
This was the stuff that I played with. I played with soft dough and rolled it up.
You played with the sort of thing that Homer says.
No!
Exactamundo.
Sorry for this tangent, but O.J. Simpson comes to mind at times like this. Like, the word Simpson clearly has a double entendre because I understand tons of 90s references.
Well, do you think he did it?
Do I think he did it? As in, drove a huge white Bronco insanely slow for 2 hours for onlookers to gawk at?
Yeah, I'd say he did.
Yeah, trial of the century. The man had talent in athletics, but he had poor judgment in certain areas. It can't be denied that both of these things exist in a very real way.
Yeah, you have to separate the art from the artist. He had poor judgment, but he did indeed manage to drive a white Bronco quite slow.
Like literally. The speed reminded me of a snail with a broken leg.
You think snails have traditional legs? Like bipedal humans? Ugh, you're acting like a complete and utter smooth brain.
Oh well, I don't mind playing the fool. It's something I volunteer to do.
We actually get paid a decent amount for playing the fool.
I like it when we get cash by wealthy donors.
Yeah, they're like, hey, thanks for acting like an idiot. Here's $500. God, I love my job.
Yeah. The only way we can afford to make rent is a small number of very wealthy individuals and families.
So, yes, if you are a wealthy, well to do, aristocratic type, consider a large sum. Email our creative director at upcloseandpersonal.podcast@gmail.com.
There we can discuss the details of the sum and what sort of humor we will carry out in exchange.
We have no preference in terms of humor style and largely execute based on Justin's demands. Justin, our creative director, has recently taken a step back in his day to day responsibilities, though.
Due to personal obligations.
Yes. Personal obligations. Very personal. But yeah, he is thankful for people who have been open to telling us what to do.
Well, let's get back to pasta, I guess.
Sure.
Pasta is one of those things that makes your stomach,
Explode.
no. It makes your stomach. Fuck. How do I describe in layman's terms? It's top of the line, like absolutely a great favorite, and goes down easy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've had experiences like that before. Risotto, for instance, springs to mind off the top of my head.
Okay, so yeah, I'm a restaurant guy. So obviously, I'm always looking for restaurant recs from like real natives, like who know the city, you know? So where did you eat it at?
No. Jay, you know me better than this. I am a home cooking guy. It was entirely homemade.
Well, yes, I've done home cooking myself, even though I do consider myself primarily a restaurant guy.
Right. Yeah, I absolutely believe you prepared something resembling risotto at home. But did you parboil the rice?
Uh, Not exactly. About that.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
Was I that transparent just now?
I don't think you're transparent to most people, but as your close friend, I can read you like a mother book.
Whoa, that was harsh, but I know that's just how you express some of your rage.
It's all good. So, should we tackle the legalization of cannabis in that country in which we were born, the United States?
Well, weed's a tricky subject, yo. Are you sure you want to go down this path? I guess this, like, green path or whatever?
Hell yeah. Cannabis is an industry, and I've actually been getting involved in a lot of marijuana stocks recently. Figure it's going to take off, I guess.
Yeah, but ganja isn't just green anymore. I mean, well, the plant's obviously green, but actually, dollar bills, aka money, are gray. Like, people think it's green. So,
Yeah, they're definitely gray.
like, cash seems like it was printed on a black and white printer to me. I don't know. Like, and it usually just ends up somewhere in the middle, just gray paper.
That happy medium, gray.
Whatever. Like, the point I'm trying to make is that marijuana is green and it involves the color gray.
That's really nice.
But seriously, like, the legality of marijuana is on the line here.
A lot of states have been proving it. And, it's been going on since the election.
Like, a lot of these states are starting to move in and questions are coming up about them. And do I need to say it, Matthew?
I mean, marijuana should be legal
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah, the states have been proving it.
A lot of questions have been coming up about these states.
Yeah, but whatever. I want to address why marijuana should be legal in every state. I'll just start with the fact that alcohol is way more potent than weed.
Yeah, that's true. But the fact remains that this administration allows young people to risk their lives at war, but won't let them have a sip of beer.
Frankly, they should be allowed to have a case of beer after they've been dealing with all their tasks overseas.
But yeah, I guess we're talking about weed, RN. So
Well, I think we should be able to buy it like cigarettes.
yes. And then they should tax it with some of the bracketed tax systems.
And a lot of people are coming in going, is it going to be the same weed like once the government gets in charge of it? Or, will the quality reduce? And I mean, they're not growing it. So is it going to be the same kind of stuff that we're all used to? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's, TBD. So, like, we don't really know.
You still have the growers out here growing it. I think it's going to be stronger.
Alcohol is more harmful. And that's one of the pros of legalizing it. And it will help with safety control.
Yeah, like when you're buying weed off the street, you don't know what it's laced with: cocaine, heroin. It's probably laced with a street drug.
But if you're getting medical marijuana or medicinal marijuana, it's not. Least medicinal marijuana is actually really, really good.
They're professionals. Like, they're not interested in adding contaminants, like for and giggles or something. If someone goes in there and buys cannabis with heroin in it, yeah, they're not going to be coming back. And that business is sure to close down.
Stoners in the vicinity will mourn.
So, what's stopping all this from working out? What are the blockages here?
It's not that the people don't want it. It's the pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, they're no strangers to corruption and have trouble sleeping at night. It's pathetic, but they still get enough sleep to get enough done.
They lose profits if we got legal status. Technically, people want to get it, but some companies in the pharmaceutical industry have had, let's just say, issues with the matter.
Weed actually seems like something that would work well in tandem with all the movies people are watching in quarantine.
I don't know. It certainly seems that way from some of our work that's something we'd be into, but definitely not an area of interest. I can think of 1,000 things I'd rather do with my time.
Likewise.
But we have some pretty chill brothers. We've observed the way they respond to THC spikes in their bloodstreams. We have a keen ability to quantitatively measure their sensory processing and enjoyment.
We take a not insignificant interest in measuring their sensory enjoyment. It's not null. We observe the brothers.
When watching a movie while experiencing the effects of the drug, our brothers manage to enter a state of ecstasy.
Couch lock.
In the couch!
I hope you don't see any white lighters down under the couch.
Not on my watch. But anyways, what did your brother enjoy?
My brother? Yeah, my brother enjoyed Full Metal Jacket with some GC. He remained alert while the film played at full volume.
My brother watched Apocalypse Now on New York SD. Yeah, it had that headband effect on him, like throughout the film, and actually, it made him feel part of it in a weird way.
Hmm.
What else do you recommend when you're peaking on ATF?
Vanilla Sky or Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Both films seem to take place in a universe where cannabis exists.
Undoubtedly. I mean, we all recall Dunst high off her ass on her employer's dime, which obviously had severe repercussions.
Yeah, but she didn't buy it. Ruffalo supplied it for the night, so it's hard to get pissed at her much.
Yeah, Ruffalo seemed confident enough in his work as a technician to remove memories that he brought a single joint to the client's home. He gave it to Dunst, and the rest, shall we say, is history.
Well, my brother didn't need to get his memory removed by a technician after watching it because the THC percentage of his blood was well beyond the point at which memories are even capable of being retained. So Watching my brother watch that particular movie was just a waste of time for all parties involved.
That sucks. My brother specializes in hitting the exact highest possible percentage while still being able to retain memories. I enjoyed watching my brother watch the film.
Lucky you. Well, did you ever watch your brother on edibles watch Vicky Cristina Barcelona?
No, can't say I have.
Okay, well, maybe you'll get lucky. Eventually.
Whatever. Woody Allen's a fossil anyway.
Oh, Matthew.
Maybe.
Well, you know who's not a fossil and is actually a 90s kid?
Let me guess. Is this a segue to our guest? You're not too slick, are you?
I don't know if I'm slick or not. All I know is I like our guest.
As do I. She's a good person, and we wouldn't have asked her to be on the podcast if we found her beliefs immoral.
Well, we don't. We agree with her beliefs. So it's all good.
Yes, her belief system seems accurate, and the actions she takes as a result of those values are commendable.
Yes, I like that Bridey is my friend, and I enjoy exchanging ideas with her. So why don't we just get going and start the exchange?
I'll let her in.
Hey guys.
Yo, what's up, Bridey?
Bridey in the house.
This is hilarious already. But I thought I was going to be in an interview, not just saying hi. How long are we going to say hi for?
I don't know. We'll probably finish up soon.
Good, because I hate all pleasantries and small talk. Let's do a service to the listeners and show them what our conversations can really be like, rather than all the other podcasts out there that mostly just seem fake.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going for. We want to be able to have our guests open up about what's been going on, not dance around the issue.
They should call all the other podcasts Beat Around the Bush. Because that's what they end up doing. Whereas we actually get to the heart of the matter, right in the center of the bush.
Exactly. I've actually cut a ton of toxic people out of my life lately. They were good friends, but never got to the heart of the real issues. I hated that.
I'm so sorry that you were putting up with that.
It's all good. It's all good.
So what's up?
Well, before we get to that, I gotta say, I overheard you guys earlier talking about fossils.
Well, not fossils per se. We were just equating Woody Allen with them.
Nonetheless, it makes you think, doesn't it? Like, what would we do if we suddenly just, found a fossil just laying over here?
I don't know.
No. Doesn't it excite you? The history, the cultural ramifications. This could be an undiscovered species. Did you guys ever see Lost World?
I didn't see much of it.
Caught a little bit of it, but I was mostly just passing out half the time.
Ugh. I wish you both would have been more attentive. Lost World taught us that finding fossils can be a world-changing, revolutionary thing. It changes everything.
Okay. We'll check out the film. I'll just make sure we don't start it after dinner, or just make sure we have enough after dinner coffee to keep me conscious.
When I was a little girl, no bigger than the size of a small statuette, I absolutely despise whatever harebrained law forced kids to go to school.
It has a certain Kafka-esque feeling, no?
That's right. School sucks. The easiest way for me to pass the time through recess and lunch was digging in the muck. This was well before school district custodians and landscapers came together with another harebrained idea. Let's deface the dirt and plant grass all over it. There was dirt aplenty back in those days.
Oh, yeah. I kind of remember that. That was in the super late 90s, right? Like around the time of the Furby craze?
I couldn't give a flying about Furby. I preferred simply resting in a couple square feet of unrestricted wet mud. The possibilities were endless. You could build things, enjoy the feel of the substance, find crap like bugs. It was almost lawless, and of course, I always held out hope for the holy grail of dirt patches. I didn't care how small the percentage was. I still thought maybe I'd be that kid to come across a fossil.
You would have made national news.
I mean, obviously, but that's not why I was digging so much. I just think fossils look cool and are weird.
Yes, they do look cool and are weird. Was there a specific type of fossil you hope to stumble across?
Anything would have done the trick, really. They're just bones.
I think we as a culture place way too much emphasis on discoverable bones. Obviously, if you look hard enough, it's inevitable you'll find some bones, but to what end?
Yeah, what are we supposed to do? We spend half our days working and half our days sleeping and eating and raising our children. Then we're supposed to spend how many hours digging? Frankly, this is just BS.
Yeah, I know technically if anyone digs, they'll find bones. But I want to be that kid. Or I did. I don't have much interest in finding or polishing them now. I work in the entertainment industry.
Oh, that's great. We really like engaging with entertainers. Of any medium, really.
Even mimes? They're creepy, like clowns. Which, by the way, is another pet peeve.
Okay, you got me. But my pet peeve is the word moist.
Ooh, Jay, you almost made me barf in my mouth a little bit.
Ew.
Anyways, back to me. I'm in entertainment.
I'm actually really glad you're in entertainment too, because if you were in another industry, the odds of us meeting would be slim to none.
That's hilarious. You know what? You guys are a riot. How long have I known you guys, really?
I met you at the BuzzFeed shoot.
Oh, yeah, that video that people cringed at? It was a pleasure filming the vid, but people seem to find it unpalatable and borderline poisonous.
I don't see what they were all jabbering on about. The video had some humorous scenes.
The video had merits. BuzzFeed executives were remiss in taking it down after 1.5 hours. Maybe the data they had access to showed the video as a fruitless piece of shit. But had they run the data long enough, this video would prove to be the most successful BuzzFeed video of all time.
Which honestly is possible. Many of BuzzFeed's offerings are kind of, frankly, weak sauce. And our new flavor may not have gone down so easy with some of their diehards, but it's inevitable that the video would have gone down and have coincided with the new wave that's coming, if you look at it at a large enough time scale.
We were just doing it for the money anyway.
I like getting paid too. And that happens to be one of the best benefits of this industry. Sure, there's some fat cats and corruption up top, but hell, I sure ain't complaining about my earnings.
You know, Bridey, you can say what you actually feel here. Like, you don't need to suck up to them right now. We keep it real.
Okay, well then, it's hell. I mean, it's totally fine. I feel like I'm going crazy.
Bridey, everything is going to be A-okay. It's going to be just fine, actually.
What's fine? You mean me busting my proverbial ass for mere peanuts? Do I look like an elephant to you?
Not really.
The one redeeming factor about the entertainment industry is you can make movies if you so choose.
Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to ask about that. Yeah, like, what's a good way of getting involved in that?
You mean like making a movie?
Yeah.
Well, do you have a solid idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this idea. It's excellent.
Well, if it's really legit, let's talk after this off mic.
Aight. So, what's the dealio, yo?
Well, living in LA now, as you know, is the coast.
Yeah.
And pleasant as it is, it does attract some rough types.
I hope you're not talking about us.
No. You guys are actually tame compared to these types. And by these types, of course, I'm talking about poachers.
Poachers?
Yep. They hunt without a permit.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I know, right? I like the coast because I can take some nice Sunday drives. I am able to work while enjoying the company of some seals, and obviously those Malibu sunsets.
But now the poachers are starting to creep in.
Yes, poachers and hunters have been swarming, walking on my property to make it down to the sea, and being an overall nuisance. They leave their trash and residue everywhere.
Ew!
What animals are they trying to eradicate exactly?
I suppose deer and seals mainly.
Well, what is it about deer and seals that draws them in?
Well, with seals, they are specifically interested in the blubber. They use the blubber to make candle wax and sell it in the open market. It's prized by them.
Ugh, I've never understood why that sort of thing is prized. Can't you just use normal, everyday wax?
Or like a lamp, even.
You'd think so, but no. The hunters and poachers practically get off on obtaining these byproducts.
I think they're doing it for the money. I think if we took off these financial incentives, the practice would just die off.
I think we're just buying it because they're making it. If stores just hid those products in the back, nobody would know they exist. And nobody could care less.
I don't even really care about the sales. I just hate to see poachers and hunters doing so well financially. I met a poacher on chat roulette recently who makes $12K a month.
Damn. Oh, I've actually been wondering about that real quick. Can anybody just get into that or?
Matthew, there's no way in f***ing hell that one of those timeless creatives is going to be a poacher.
I'm sorry, Jay. I won't be a poacher. It's just that salary really wet my whistle.
Trust me, it's not as good as it sounds when you take into account the taxes. And we haven't even talked about the deer hunters. Their taxes are astronomical. Like, I hate deer hunters, but I respect the ones who do their own accounting. I don't know how the hell they get through April every year.
I find taxes to be a bore. But I have a question about the deer hunters. How do you stay focused in the entertainment industry with the sound of rifles ringing out near your property?
I use noise-canceling headphones, blasting Harold Budd. Otherwise, yeah, I'd probably hear 20 gunshots a minute. I'm exaggerating, of course. It's probably something like 10 to 15 gunshots per minute.
That sounds annoying. But at least you get to listen to a lot of Bud.
Yeah, I love Harold Budd. If I had a piece of advice for you, Bridey, when the hunters are really going crazy, it's to listen to any of his collabs with Brian Eno or Robin Guthrie. Some of those tracks are pretty loud and can block out even some of the craziest rifles.
Oh yeah, I've used those collaborations to block out alley cats when I was living in New York. But I'll have to check those out, especially as hunting season really starts to ramp up.
Okay. So, Bridey, what do you do on the weekends?
Matthew, gee, always getting so personal.
Well, I'd hope so. Have you seen the podcast, Abby? It says the word personal.
Okay, whatever. I'll tell you. My partner and I have been potentially thinking of becoming long distance.
Long who?
Long distance, silly. One of us is going to move to another area, and the other one is going to stay put.
Ouch. That blows. I suppose you could stay in touch using Zoom or like Google Hangouts or whatever. but physical intimacy will inevitably suffer.
No doubt. No doubt. But it's worth it when we get to meet up on random weekends and hook up like rabbits on the first day of spring, or whatever's remaining of them after the poachers have run out of deer and seals.
I don't know. I just think long distance relationships just don't work.
I think they work until they don't.
I was going to say, you think they work, Matthew? And then you said, until they don't. And yeah, then I understood what you meant.
I understood at once. And I know it's important to take a balanced view, but we're doing what we feel is right for the moment. There's going to be miles between us.
That blows. Talk about social distancing.
I can think of more than a few husbands and wives who live together but seem more familiar with the contents of TV Guide than with each other's inner moods and personalities.
Communication is,
Everything.
Wow, you guys complete each other's
sentences.
Phrases.
Oh my God. Matthew, you seem drunk, or at least on another wavelength.
Moving on.
Well, anything to plug, Bridey?
Well, yes, I have many projects in the works, actually. I'm a busy woman living in an interesting time. I have a podcast with Kelly Hudson where we talk to a guest about unconventionally erotic things that turn them on. It's called Squirt.
Ooh, that actually sounds kind of dirty to me. Like, I don't know, y'all got your minds in the gutter or something.
It is very, very dirty.
That's awesome. Ooh, we actually have something to plug too. As of Monday, Cole Cush's Eternal Family has launched. And I'll be having a show on there with Jay called J Humor. It's called J Humor, and it's a talk show that takes place in a biosphere in Second Life. Eternal Family actually is definitely worth checking out. It has a bunch of hilarious shows by folks like Mac DeMarco, Jerry Paper, Banky, Selena Lada. And yeah, we also really do have something on there. And I gotta tell you, Jay really knocks it out of the park. It was his idea all along, and I don't know how he came up with that, but the whole thing is a work of sheer unadulterated genius. Like, even when he's not saying anything in the show, Jay's comfort in the world of Second Life is tangible. And he obviously had a hand in the editing and other aspects of the production. Of course, this is his baby, and he contributed in a number of ways.
Well, thank you, Matthew, but it would be a major missed opportunity. Almost a sliding doors moment. If I didn't say what an unbelievable co-host you are. Like, yes, even though I wrote it, working with you has irrevocably changed my sense of humor and the way in which I view this world, which I give credit in large part to you. Having you sit so close to me on the couch makes me feel similar to how O'Brien must feel knowing Richter has his back.
You know I got your back, man. Probably 10 times what Richter feels for O'Brien.
Come on, you bastards. While the chemistry between you two is undeniable, this is just sickening. You're kind of going into TMI territory. Unless you think sucking each other off is a good idea?
No, I don't think sucking each other off is a good idea, exactly. I just think Jay is a talented entertainer, plain and simple.
Yes, I would never advise Matthew putting his on the other and sticking it all over and it went all over and then having the... But Matthew certainly has his merits.
What's so bad about sucking off?
Well, unless anything changed during the recording of this podcast, last I heard we were both in committed relationships. Any texts, Jay?
Nope. Haven't been dumped. Though it could happen at any moment.
Yeah, all of our relationships could end at any moment.
Yeah, impermanence is a characteristic that everything has in common, yo.
Except for eternal family. That's why I'm glad you're part of that network. I want your work to actually last, and lasting eternally was the best deal you can find.
That's right. J Humor is going to last so long, it'll keep playing when all that's left on this planet is Keith Richards and some creepy roaches.
Ooh. What's your favorite Stone song?
I know this. Shoot. I should have thought of this. I know this. I'll be right back.
I'm sorry I asked.
There's really no need to panic here. It's a tie between Paint It Black and It's Only Rock and Roll, but I Like It.
That was the right answer.
She's a Rainbow. Sorry, I suck at song titles. I just had to check Spotify.
Nope, that was when the Rolling Stones just started making noise.
Yep. That was when the Rolling Stones must have gotten a hold of the soundtrack for Stomp, because it sounded like they were playing the garbage cans. It sounded like they were playing the garbage cans. I mean, it really sounded like they're playing the garbage cans.
That's why I like it. I mean, it's cool. Anything can be an instrument. And some music, and this is true for movies too, is so bad, it's good.
Yeah, that's just like that movie The Room. Tommy Wiseau, what's up?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, that movie's overrated, but that's funny to a cat like me.
We'll see if it stands the test of time. My prediction is 20 years from now, we'll look back at The Room and be like, what the hell were we thinking?
I actually find The Room entertaining. And I've held this opinion far longer than most have even been aware of the film's existence.
That's right, Jay. You've been aware of The Room for a really frickin' long-ass time. I remember you mentioning this film to me, and I was thinking, this sounds like a horrible film. But whatever. I actually grew quite fond of the characters in recent years.
Anything else to discuss here?
Well, we already plugged, so should we just end the interview?
Yeah. What we have is already more than substantial enough to keep the attention of even the most ADD listener.
Plus, we can still keep talking and hanging out after this. We don't have to stop chatting just because we're no longer recording.
That would be awkward.
Yeah, like we press the off button and suddenly our mouths zip shut. Like, what?
Like,
All
right. We're beating a dead horse. Let's just get back to the funny crap.
Well, I have a funny joke.
Shoot.
Well, I was calling a customer service helpline. You know, those phone numbers you're forced to call when there's some kind of glitch? Well, the automated voice comes on and goes, if you understand English, press 1. And then it goes, if you do not understand English, press 2. And I was left wondering, what kind of person presses 2?
I mean, probably someone who understands some English, but they just prefer another language. Totally makes sense, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I have another joke then.
All right. This ought to be rich.
Instead of the John, I call my toilet the gym. That way it sounds better when I say I go to the gym first thing every morning.
All right. Peace,
All right.
Bridey.
Peace, right?
See ya. Thanks for having me on the pod.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
E to the R to the I to the D to the E to the Y. It's Bridey, yeah.
B to the R to the I to the D to the E to the Y. It's Bridey, yeah. Oh my goodness. We should have done this in front of her.
I know, that blows, but like, there's a chance she'll listen to this. So in that case, hey Bridey, hope you're listening.
Hey, Bridey.
Hope you're having a great day. But yeah, I don't know. To everyone else who isn't Bridey, obviously I hope you're also having a great day. I don't want to just focus too much on one listener or whatever.
Yeah, all of our listeners are pretty clutch. Speaking of which, a lot of them seem blazed AF when listening to episode 1. Keto Sigs and Dracula Son, you guys seem the highest. Plus, we admired your keen sensitivity in terms of the audio equipment you paired your bud with.
Yeah, we like knowing what your chemistry is like while listening to us. Please continue to notify us how you're choosing to alter your consciousness.
I wonder what it would be like to listen to this podcast drunk. Like drunk off your ass. Completely gone. Gone. Like trashed.
Yeah, it sounds fun, but you wouldn't remember much in the morning. And you'd probably wake up in some stranger's bed.
That's a yikes from me.
Major same. I like waking up in the bed of a chosen life partner. Or at least something reasonable like an old childhood family friend.
Oh, have I got a story for you. Do you remember JT?
Oh, yes, JT, of course. Do I remember JT?
Well, back when I was doing a semester at sea, a few of us went down to the stock rooms and yeah, we jacked a bottle of, you guessed it, Jack. We passed it back and forth, and before you know it, the bottle was empty. Like clean. No trace that anything had ever been in the bottle.
So, you were feeling a little more than tipsy, I would imagine.
Yes, I believe the scientific term is shit-faced. And now enter JT into the mix.
Oh man, JT was probably like, he walks in, like, oh yeah, oh, something like that.
Yup. JT was like that. He had something else going on.
Oh yeah, JT was auditing classes from a program through Penn State, right?
Yup. That about sums it up.
Oh wait, I think you told me this. Didn't there some weird crap about y'all in his cabin?
JT and I started to talk nonchalantly about our childhoods. One thing led to another, and I was in his room, his cabin. We continued talking about the past, like in the broadest sense, not going into specifics. And meanwhile, we were getting drunker and drunker. When we were both ready to pass out, I was scared to walk back to my cabin in case a wandering, like insomniac chaperone caught me drunk. Basically, we both ended up hitting the sack in his cabin.
Oh man, that sucks.
It wasn't all bad. Sure, it wasn't the best night's rest I've ever had. Like, I wasn't dreaming about Marilyn Monroe or anything, but I got enough shut-eye.
All right, well, we pass out?
I'm down. It's getting late tonight.
Nice. Recording podcasts definitely takes a toll on my body after a while.
Same. Well, do you need anything? Like water or an extra blanket?
I got that shit on lock, but thanks, bro. Seriously appreciate it.
Well, should we keep recording so the listeners can get a sense of what it's like to hear us fall asleep?
I don't know. I'm not sure I feel too comfortable with that. Like, what if I do something funny with my mouth?
All right. I can respect that. But it would be like an insane ending to this app, huh? Like, if we added some crazy ass snore sound effects.
Yeah, like, we're all like, horseshoe, horseshoe. and the listeners are like, whoa, this is trippy. You know, nah, we can't do that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the humor of that is just too inaccessible. Plus, Jay, we sleep with a fairly high-powered fan. Like, recording our sleep cycle would amount to no more than a mere recording of wind.
Well, let's just ride that wind and set sail.
Peace, y'all.